I genuinely do not know how I'm going to lift this up for a thumbnail, I would just like to say. God, I didn't realise I bought this many books over the summer. Oh my god. Ooh. Bloody hell. Okay, that's enough. Oh my god. I swear to god you could do literally a workout just lifting books for thumbnails. Hello everyone, it's Meg and today I'm going to be doing my summer book haul. I've been wanting to film another book haul for a while now and I feel like it's kind of nice to do them seasonally. Kind of showing you guys all the books I bought over the summer and how I've just tried to do the thumbnail if I included the clips before, and I have so many more books than I thought I was going to, and this is except one book that I do not have because it's downstairs because my mum is reading it. I have 17 books that I have bought or been received over the summer, which is a lot more than I was intending, but then again I don't feel like it's quite as bad as my last year's summer haul. I can't remember, but anyway, the thumbnail was a struggle, let's just put it that way. And I have so many books to show you guys. I feel like some of these I actually got like kind of like late summer, kind of like May and all that sort of thing. So some of these are kind of like late spring and then summer book haul. There are so many books that I have. I have adult contemporary, I have graphic novels, I have a non-fiction, I have historical fiction, I have YA, I have so many different books. And I'm going to try my best to not blabber on about them for too long. So without further ado, let's get into the video and let's talk about all the books that I have bought over the summer. So I'm going to try and do this in some sort of order. Obviously it doesn't really matter too much, but I'll start off with a book I've talked about quite a bit on my channel since I read it, and I might as well do all of the new releases now that I like pre-ordered and all that sort of thing. So I'll do pre-ordered new releases that came out kind of like late spring and into the summer. So the first one is Heartstopper Volume 4 by Alice Oseman. I couldn't believe that I actually filmed my spring book haul before I received this book, but obviously fourth instalment of the Heartstopper series. I absolutely adore this series, one of my favourites of all time. This was lovely. I have talked about this book quite a bit. I've talked about it in a reading vlog I think, and I've also talked about it in a recent reads video, so you can go and find those videos if you would like to hear more about it. Again, if I have talked about any of these books I will leave my recent reads playlist in the description if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on these books, because I'm not really going to talk about them because obviously I've not read all of them, I've only read a couple of them. But love this book, super cute, and I'm very sad that the last volume comes out next year, but honestly, this is such a treat every time I get to read one of the new Heartstopper comics, and I cannot wait for the final one to come out next year. Next up we have The Yearbook by Holly Bourne, again one that I have read and I have read in a vlog as well, and so again go and find those vlogs and that recent reads video if you want to hear more thoughts. But this has a gorgeous like spine, and I was debating whether to get this, but I actually did pre-order it. I did want to read it anyway, but like I pre-ordered it because of the spine, and this is also a signed copy, as is Heartstopper. Most of the signed like pre-orders that I tend to get, I only get it if it's like signed or an exclusive edition. Yeah, again I have read this. You can go and find thoughts in other videos if you want to hear my more in-depth thoughts on it, but this is Holly's 10th YA book. It was a very enjoyable read, highly recommend that you go and check it out. And then I have two more pre-orders of like new releases, then I have a pre-order of a book that I already own, so I'll show you that after I've shown you these two books. But the next one that I have is Still Life by Sarah Winman, and again this is a signed copy with exclusive edges. I have showed this in a video before, but we just need a moment because these edges are absolutely stunning, probably the prettiest edges on a book that I own, and I have not read this yet. This came out in June. This is Sarah's fourth book, I believe, and I love Sarah and I cannot wait to read this. I'm slightly apprehensive because it's been so long since I've read one of her books. This is definitely one of the next books I'm going to read though, and hopefully I really enjoy it. And then the final like pre-order for a new release is The Island Home by Libby Page, and this has blue sprayed edges, and I read this a couple of weeks ago from when I filmed this video when I went on holiday, and I haven't talked about it in a recent reads video yet, but I just want to say that I loved it so much. Honestly, this book was one of those books where I didn't feel like I needed to take a break when I was reading. I just could sit all day and read it, and I adored it so much. So again, look out for a recent reads video that will be coming at some point soon where I'll be talking more about this book. And then the last pre-order that I have is for a book that's already out. However, this is the hardback that's come out because it got released in the US, and I have like talked about this book because it was the book that I read during my birthday vlog. It was a reread for me, and it should be no surprise what this book is, but that is Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood. So this is the hardback US edition, as Laura's second book, which is this one, got released in the US this summer, which is so exciting. So I supported her obviously, and it has a new cover which is so exciting, very, very stunning, even though I must admit I still prefer like the original UK one just because of the foiling, and I feel like the cover definitely represents the story a lot more. And then it has like gorgeous like yellow underneath, and just absolutely stunning. Obviously I had to get this because I do have the hardback of A Sky Painted Gold as well, so obviously I had to get the hardback of this book as well. Next up we have a book that I actually won in a competition fairly recently, which is so exciting. So Yalc and HarperCollins I think were running some competitions because obviously Yalc didn't happen this year, so they were running competitions and I won one of them, which is so exciting. So I got a little bit of a goodie bag, and I did unbox this actually during a most recent vlog. I feel like it'd be the most recent vlog by the time this video goes up, but that is This Time Will Be Different by Misa Sugoria. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. But I've had my eye on this book for a while. I can't really remember what it's about, but I don't really want to go in knowing much, but I know it's something to do with flowers in a flower shop, and it just seems like a really nice read, and it has like luminous yellow sprayed edges, which is also stunning. I'm loving all of these sprayed edges that we're getting at the moment, just like I absolutely love it. So it is one that I definitely want to try and get to soon, and I really hope that I will enjoy it. So next up I will go through some of the books that I got for my birthday, and I have a few. I only have one fiction actually, the rest are non-fiction. Quite a few of them are coffee table books which my uni friends got me, and then I have a couple of other books. So the first two books were sent to me by my lovely friend Kira from Kira Foster, so I've said thank you to her a million times already, but thank you again Kira if you're watching this video. So she got me two books, and the first one is All the Young Men, How One Woman Risked It All to Care for the Dying, and this is by Ruth Cookbook and Kevin Carolieri, I think is how you pronounce that. And this is a non-fiction book about our main character, or well, Ruth Cookbook, and it's about her being an activist and caring for all the young men who were dying of AIDS during the AIDS crisis in America. And it is something that I really want to learn more about. Kira has read this book, so has Em, and they absolutely adored it. I've also watched It's a Sin, which is a TV series on Channel 4 about the AIDS crisis in the UK. And it's something that's so important, and I really want to educate myself on it as much as possible. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this book and kind of learning more about it. And also this isn't just about the AIDS crisis, it's also about Ruth and kind of her being a single mum and all that sort of thing. So I'm very much looking forward to reading this book, and it's definitely right up my street in terms of what I want to read non-fiction wise. And then the second book Kira got me is The Jane Austen Society by Natalie Jenner, and I've heard little bits about this book here and there, and it's been compared to by the Guernsey Literary and Potato Pie Society, and that is one of my favourite books of all time. And I don't know much about this apart from the fact that it's set at the end of the Second World War, and I think it's about a group of characters who are trying to save Jane Austen's original home, I believe. So I'm very intrigued. I've heard mixed things about it, I must admit, but I really hope I do like it because the concept sounds amazing, and also, you know, Jane Austen, historical fiction, it has been compared to one of my favourite books of all time, so we will see. I'm actually going to read this next month for something very exciting, if this video doesn't go up in October, but yeah, we'll see. I'm going to definitely read this very soon, and hopefully I will really enjoy it. And then the other books I got from some of my friends from university, and these are kind of like more coffee table books. So the first one is Pocket Positivity RuPaul, The Life-Affirming Philosophy of a Drag Superstar. So these are literally like, I do have one similar to this, so it's just little quotes that RuPaul has said, and it's just super cute. And then I also have the Drag Dictionary, an illustrated glossary of fierce queen slang. And this is just exactly what it says on the tin. It is about kind of dictionary, like the words that drag queens use and kind of what they mean and all that sort of thing. So I feel like that'd be really interesting, and it's a lovely colourful cover, which we love. And then the last one that I got is Trixie and Cartier's Guide to Womanhood. And obviously these are two queens from RuPaul's Drag Race, and this is a book that they came out with. And I'm usually a bit hesitant when it comes to having books written by drag queens, because they're usually kind of coffee table books, they're not very serious. And to be honest with you, these guys aren't exactly serious, but there's quite a lot of text in here, so I actually hope that there might be some form of like useful or insightful information in here, but I'm intrigued. I don't know when I'll get to it, but it's kind of like a nice coffee table book to have nonetheless. Now I have two kind of other non-fiction books I want to talk about, just random ones that I bought. So the first one is The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferris, and Timothy Ferris is somebody I have heard about for a very long time. I kind of watch a lot of YouTubers who have read his books and really enjoy them. I did read his book, it's called like The 5-Minute Miracle Morning or something along those lines. I listened to the audiobook of that a very long time ago and I really enjoyed it. So I found this in a charity shop, which is one of his other books, and it was an interesting read, not always very useful to me, but I have talked about this in a recent reads video, so again, go and hear more thoughts if you want to kind of hear what I thought on this book. And then the second non-fiction book I got is Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race by Rennie Edu Lodge. And I started reading this via ebook last year, and I don't like ebooks. I don't like reading like on my phone because that's the only way I can read ebooks. I don't like looking at a screen, so I decided to pick the physical copy up so then I can read it physically, and also I feel like it's a book I could definitely take a lot of notes on, so it's kind of nice to have a physical form so I can like highlight stuff and annotate it and tab it and all that sort of thing. So I will definitely have to get to this again soon because I was really enjoying what I was reading. It was very insightful and educational, so now I have a physical copy so I can kind of like, as I said, like take notes and kind of make it my own. And then the last 4 books are all fiction of various kinds. I've either bought them from the bookshop or I've bought them from charity shops. So the first one that I have is My One True North by Millie Johnson, and we have a little bookshelf at my work where people can buy books, like they donate them and then buy them for like 50p or something. And I had a look and I have read one of Millie Johnson's books last year. It was called The Magnificent Mrs. Mayhew, and it was my aunt's book. Millie is one of my aunt's favourite authors, and I did enjoy that book once I got into it, and I just plainly picked this up. I think this is one of her newest releases, one of Millie's newest releases. It is quite a chunker of a book. I think it's like over 400, yeah, it's over 450 pages. I don't know whether I'm going to read it. If I don't read it, I know my aunt will love it, because like I said, she likes this author. But I feel like they're just kind of like nice, like adult contemporary books with romance in them. I just thought I'd pick it up, and then like I said, if I don't want it, I'm sure I can find somebody else who would like to read it. And then next I have Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. Again, another one with stunning sprayed edges, like love that. And I have read this during my Pride vlog that I did a couple of months ago. I've talked about it in a recent reads video, so you can go and hear more thoughts on that, but like I said, it was a book that I wanted to read last year, didn't get to it, so I decided to buy it and read it again this year, which was super fun, and especially loved reading it during Pride Month for that vlog. Second to last book is Run Rebel by Manjeet Man, and I have had my eye on this book for so long, and I remember saying it was going to be one of the first books I picked up this year. Obviously that didn't happen, but last time I went to Waterstones in Manchester, I picked this up and I'm so excited to read it. It is a novel in verse. I don't know much about it, don't really want to know much about it, but I obviously love novels in verse. I'm writing a novel in verse at the moment, so it's kind of interesting to kind of read different novels in verse by different authors and seeing kind of their style and how they take on this style of writing. So I definitely want to get to this very, very soon, within the next like month or so. I'm just so excited. I really, really hope I love this book. I haven't heard much about it, but from what I have heard good things. And the next book that I have is actually one that I don't physically have with me because my mum is currently reading it downstairs, and that is Reputation by Lex Croucher. And I discovered this book just browsing Waterstone's website one day, and as soon as I heard about it, I knew I had to read it. And this is, I feel like it's either adult or new adult, and it's basically a cross between Jane Austen and Bridgerton, and if that does not appeal to you, I do not know what does. And I must admit, I'm not a massive fan of Bridgerton. I've only watched about half of it. I don't know if I'll finish it, but obviously I love Jane Austen, so I wanted to give this book a go. I have read it, I did very much enjoy it, so again, you will hear more about that book when I do a recent reads video, but definitely a really fun book. And if you kind of like that Georgian kind of era and all like mischief and all that sort of thing, it was just so funny. I love some of the lines in it, it really did crack me up. So that is another book that I got, and again, very much recommend reading this book. If you're kind of like a Bridgerton fan or a Jane Austen fan, I really think you will enjoy it. And then the last book that I bought during the summer is The Illumination of Ursula Flight by Anna Marie Crowhurst. And I originally heard about this book from Shannon from 155 Books, because she got it for her birthday. I don't know, she hauled it the other year in a video and she told the synopsis. It sounded right up my street, and I got this in the charity shop for like a couple of quid, not a lot, put it that way. And it is a book, it's a historical fiction set in the, I think it's the 1700s, and it's about our main character Ursula, and I think she really wants to like be an actress or kind of work in like the theatre industry. Obviously women weren't really allowed to at the time when this book is set, and it just seems incredible. I really hope it is incredible, otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed. But yeah, I am so excited that I found this book in a charity shop for like a couple of quid, and I really, really hope I love it. And it's quite a long book as well, but this is going to be like the perfect like autumn winter book, because like I said, I love reading historical fiction during like the kind of colder and darker months. There's just something about it and I just love it. So this is another one that I definitely want to get to very, very soon, and I really hope I do enjoy it. Hello, so I'm just filming a video here, and I realised earlier that I did not include 3 other books in this book haul, so I thought whilst I had my camera set up, I might as well show you guys what they are now. They are all cookbooks. Apparently I have really been into cookbooks recently, but I'm very excited, so I'll just show you that guys quickly and pop it somewhere in the middle of this book haul. So the first one that I have got is a baking book, and it is by Jane's Patisserie. And if you guys didn't know, I love baking. It's a very big part of my job. If you follow my Instagram as well, you'll probably see that I post quite a lot of baking stuff on there. But Jane's Patisserie is my favourite baking blog ever. Like, I swear over half of the recipes that I use at work are Jane's recipes. I love them, I think they are foolproof, and I just think she has some really great recipes. So she came out with a book fairly recently. I have tried some of the stuff in here. There's some new stuff, and there's just so much goodness. I actually made cheesecake filled donuts the other week from this book, and they were a huge success. So I cannot wait to try more recipes. I've tried cheesecake. Just if you are looking for a really good baking book, I honestly highly recommend Jane's blog, because obviously there are more recipes than in a book, but also there are a lot more exclusive recipes in this book that aren't on her blog. So definitely recommend this if you are looking for a baking book or you're kind of new to baking. Honestly, I love her recipes so much. I cannot recommend her and her blog enough, and I'm so happy that she's finally got her own book and that I'm going to have got it, because I've definitely been using it so much in the future. And then the other 2 books are just cookbooks, like straight up cookbooks. They are both vegan ones, and the first one that I have is the Deliciously Ella the Plant-Based Cookbook, 100 Simple Vegan Recipes to Make Everyday Delicious. And I got this in Skip Turn last month. Actually, it won't be last month because I think this video is actually going up in October. But I got this in Skip Turn back in August in a charity shop. It is like brand new, and I have heard so much about Ella. I know who she is. I feel like if you're kind of vegan or in the veggie scene, if that's a thing, you probably know who Ella is. And I have never really tried any of her recipes before, so I picked this up. I don't think I've tried any recipes, but the recipes that are in here seem really, really lovely. I cannot wait to try them. And then the last book is one that my aunt got me for my birthday as a late birthday present, which is How to Be Vegan and Keep Your Friends, with recipes and tips. And I don't think it says who it's by. But again, a vegan cookbook, and I love the title of this book so much. I must admit I've not looked through it yet. I've not had a proper look, but I'm very excited because my collection of like vegan cookbooks is slowly growing, and I don't know, vegan like cooking and stuff is just something I'm so passionate about, so I love getting new cookbooks and kind of trying new recipes and stuff, so I'm very much looking forward to kind of having a proper look through here and hopefully trying out some new recipes that I will enjoy. So now you guys can go back to the original book haul so you can see the rest of the books that I have purchased over the summer. So those are all the books that I have either bought or kindly received over the summer and kind of like the end of spring. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a lot more books here than I was intending. However, I'm probably only going to do one more book haul, maybe, like by the end of the year. Like honestly, it might not happen. We might end up having two, who knows. But I feel like I have definitely not been too bad when it comes to buying books this year. I feel like I was very much like buying so many books last year, but I have read a reasonable amount of these books. I'm so excited to read all the rest of them. If you guys have read any of these books, please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of them, or which books you think I should get to first for the ones that I have not read. And let me know a book that you have purchased recently that you're excited to read, because I would love to know as always. If you guys like this video, I would really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, as it really does help me out. And if you'd like to see more bookish videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you'll be noted every time I post a new video. As always, I will leave the links to my social media along with links to my Goodreads in the description down below for you guys if you would like to see more bookish content that you will not find on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!